I think we solved 2 questions yesterday, right? In the case 2. Hello?
Yes, sir.
I think we have to solve the third question, right?
Yes, sir.
So we'll finish the third question and then we'll come back to the last method. Okay. So the last question is a statement problem and it's slightly different compared to the first and second question. So I'll try to take up that question and then we can start solving the remaining method. Okay. So let me read the question for you. So the question goes like this. A manufacturer is offered 2 machines A and B. A is priced at rupees 50,000 and the running costs are estimated at rupees 8,000 for each of the first 5 years, increasing by rupees 2,000 per year in the 6th and subsequent years. Machine B of the same capacity costs rupees 25,000 but will have running cost of rupees 12,000 per year for 6 years and increasing by rupees 2,000 per year thereafter. If the money is worth 10% per year, which machine should be purchased? Okay. Can anybody please tell me the summary of this particular problem? What exactly we're expected to do in this question? Is this question similar to the previous 2 questions what we have solved, or it is entirely different? What exactly this question is expecting? Yeah. Can I get some answers? I hope everybody has this question with you. It's there in the PDF document which I've shared yesterday. So it's in the same document. Question number 3 I'm referring to.
So in this question, we need to compare with 2 machines, sir, A and B.
Okay. See, all these problems, like so far, whatever questions we have solved, basically we were trying to identify when the machine has to be replaced, correct? But now the question is, which machine has to be purchased? We are not talking about replacement here. We are talking about amongst machine A and machine B, which is a machine to be purchased. So the whole concept is completely changed here. Now, is it possible for us to decide whether machine A is better or machine B is better on the principles of replacement concept? Can we do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very true. See, what you need to understand from this particular question is, any machine which is more durable, okay? Yav machine ki durability jaasti rehta hai. What is the meaning of durability? The machine which actually continues to remain in good condition for a long time, we usually represent it as durable. I think durability is one of the very important factors we consider whenever we want to buy any product. Now, ಯಾವುದೇ product na buy ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, I think the most common thing that we look at is the durability of product. So whenever the product is durable, it is always expected to last long, and people would definitely prefer to buy one. So here we are using the principles of replacement model to understand the durability, and with the help of durability, we decide whether machine A is better or machine B is better. That is exactly how we are going to address this particular question. Okay. So now let me tell you or explain you what exactly the method or process that needs to be followed here. First and foremost thing here is, since the question is carrying the 10% rate of interest, that is the present value of money is given part of the question, it is very clear that this question belongs to case 2. Adralli ninge clarity barabeku. Okay. So since the question is carrying the rate of interest concept here, the question comes to the second category or case 2. That is one thing. And second thing is, they have not given the data in the table form. Instead, they have given the data in the statement form. So we should be able to read the statement and write down the initial data. And with that initial data, the problem has to be solved. That is number 2, point number 2. And point number 3, this particular problem actually is a combination of 2 questions. Here, problem solve madbekagate. One, I have to solve an entirely separate problem for machine A, and second, I have to solve the problem for machine B. So there are 2 different problems combined here. I have to solve problems separately for machine A and then for machine B, and then I'm supposed to compare the results of machine A and B and take a call as to which machine has to be purchased. So this is the overall steps to be followed as far as this question is concerned. Have you all understood the question now clearly, everybody? Yes or no? Hello? Is it clear, everyone? Is the question
Yes,
clear to
sir.
all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let's start solving the problem now. So let me take the first question, which is for machine A. I'm taking the first problem for machine A. So machine A will become the first problem, and then we will try to take up the problem on machine B. Now, if you look at the data for machine A, it is given that A is priced at rupees 50,000. Now, what do you mean by 50,000 here?
Cost.
It is P value. The cost of equipment is given as 50,000. Now they've given that the running cost is estimated at rupees 8,000 for each for the first 5 years. Now, what do you understand from this statement? The running cost is given as rupees 5,000 for each year for the first 5 years.
F of n, sir.
Yeah. No. But what exactly it is? What statement in that? What they are trying to convey? They're trying to convey that for the first 5 years, the running cost remains same. First year 5,000, second year 5,000, third year 5,000, fourth year 8,000, and fifth year also 8,000. For the first 5 years, the running cost is 8,000 rupees. And then they say, then increasing by rupees 2,000 per year in the sixth and subsequent years. ಐದನೇ ವರ್ಷದವರೆಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ for the first 5 years, the running cost remains constant or remains same. It is 8,000 rupees per year. But from 6th year onwards, every year the cost increases by 2,000 rupees for subsequent years. So this statement you have to understand, and you should be able to write down your numbers. Okay. So let me write down now. First, as usual, we are supposed to write down year. Totally, ಅವ್ರು ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ತನಕ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. That is one thing you need to understand. See, normally, whenever in any question of this kind, if the number of years is not clearly mentioned in data, we normally presume that for the first 10 years. Again, usually all the replacement policies works within the ambit of 10 years. Agagi, we can assume that we are taking the valuation or the calculation for the 10 years. Otherwise, whatever data they've given, you can take that. Otherwise, we can assume it as 10 years. So 10 years in the tagolbodu. So we'll write down the value for 10 years. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. For the first 10 years, I'm supposed to find out. Now, as usual, the second step that you are supposed to find is f of n. Now, what do you mean by f of n? What is the meaning of f of n? Yeah, can anybody please tell me the meaning of f of n?
Running or maintenance cost.
Running cost, maintenance cost, or operating cost. All the three are one and the same. So that's supposed to be calculated. Now they've given directly in the data that for the first 5 years, it is 8,000 rupees. So for the first 5 years, the value of running cost remains same. So first 5 years here, directly I can write down the 8,000 rupees. Okay, 8,000. From 6th year onwards, it increases by 2,000 rupees subsequently. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 6ನೇ ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ 2,000 rupees ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So then what will be the value for 6th year now? For the 6th year, it becomes 10,000. 7th year, it becomes 12,000. 8th year, it becomes 14,000. 9th year, it becomes 16,000. And for 10th year, it becomes 18,000. Okay, so we are supposed to increase the cost or increase the running cost subsequently from 6th year, 2,000 every year. Has everybody understood this step? Any doubts in this point?
No, sir.
Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So now we have got the value of year, and also we have got the value of f of x. I hope you all remember, whenever we have a concept of rate of interest iddaga, we are supposed to find the value of v. V calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay. Can you please tell me what is the formula for calculating v? So v is equals to 1 plus r to the power of minus 1. This is the formula we use, and we know that here the formula, the rate of interest is given as 10%, so which is nothing but 1 plus 10 by 100 whole divided by to the power of minus 1, which can be directly written as 0.9091. ಇದು ನಾವು ನಿನ್ನೆಯಿಂದ ಸುಮಾರು ಸಲ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. So we can directly write down the value of V as 0.9091. You all understand this step, everybody? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Got the value of V as 0.9091. Now I am supposed to find the value of V to the power of n minus 1. ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So what do you mean by V to the power of n minus 1? For every year I am supposed to find the present value of money up to 10th year. 10th year ವರೆಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Obviously for the first year it will be always 1 because 0.9091 to the power of 1 minus 1 becomes 0. So ಅದು 1 ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. I think this is clear. Usually ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ 10% ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ನ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬಹುದು. There is no changes because 99% cases you will always have the rate of interest as 10%. Okay. Now quickly, can you please calculate for the remaining 9 years and tell me the value? I'll just give 2 minutes time. I want you to please solve the values and tell me for the remaining 9 years. You can take even the yesterday's problem also. Allu kuda data ide. The same data you can write down. Probably now only 7 years thanna calculate ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Maybe you can calculate the last 3 years and tell me the value. Okay? Yeah. Please do the calculation and tell me quickly.
Done, sir.
Very good. Tell me now. Second year is to
0.9091.
good. Next third year
0.8265.
okay. Fourth year
0.7513.
okay. Next fifth year
0.6830.
okay. Sixth year
0.6209.
okay. Next seventh year
0.5644.
okay. Eighth year
0.5131.
okay. Ninth year
0.4665.
okay. And 10th year
0.4240.
240. Very good. Okay. Now we have got the year, the running cost, and also the present value of money. Idadmele next step, as you all know, we are supposed to find the cumulative values of V to the power of n minus 1. Okay. So quickly, please tell me the cumulative values now. So cumulative values for the present value of money has to be calculated. That is the next step. Same like previous question. There is no change. The same steps have to be done. Okay, is that ready? The values are ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the first value is obviously 1. Second value is 1.9091.
909.
Now tell me for the third year.
2.7356.
7356. Okay. Next
3.4869.
4869. Okay.
9.
Next
4.1699.
Next sixth year.
4.7908.
Okay. Next seventh year.
5.3552.
Okay. Next eighth year.
5.8683.
8683. Okay. Next ninth year.
6.3348.
3348. Okay. And the last year.
6.7588.
7588. Okay. Now we have got the value of summation of V to the power of n minus 1. Okay. Once this is done, the next thing what we are supposed to calculate is f of n into V to the power of n minus 1. That is the running cost has to be multiplied with the present value of money. That is the second column has to be multiplied with the third column. Okay, so can you please multiply and keep it ready now? F of n into v to the power of n minus 1. Yeah. I think the first value is 8,000 into 1. It comes to 8,000 rupees. Second year, can you tell me now? 8,000 into 0.9091. Okay, you can just keep it ready and then I'll write down the value. I want everyone to please work out. It should not be only 1 or 2% doing it. I want everyone
Sir,
to please. Yeah.
second year, sir, 7272.8.
7272.8. Okay. Third year.
6612.
Okay. Next.
6010.4.
Okay. Next.
5464.
Okay. Next.
6209.
Okay. Next.
6772.8.
Okay. Next.
7438.2.
Okay. Next.
7464.
Okay. Next.
7632.
Okay. Good. So we have got the value of fn into v to the power of n minus 1. Now the next step is I'm supposed to find the summation of f of n into v to the power of n minus 1. So whatever values we have got here, for the same value, I'm supposed to find the cumulative values of this. Okay. So the first value will remain as it is, which is 8,000. Okay. Next 8,000 plus 7. Okay. Can you please find the cumulative values and tell me now? Just keep it ready. Okay, is it done?
Sir,
Yeah.
15,272.8.
Okay. Next.
21,884.8.
Okay.
27,895.2.
Okay.
33,359.2.
Okay.
39,568.2.
Okay.
46,341.
Okay.
53,779.2.
Okay.
61,243.2.
Okay.
68,875.2.
870.
5.2.
Great. Okay. So why we have got the cumulative values now. So once this is done, the next step what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to find out the value of total cost. Okay. So can anybody please tell me what is the formula for the total cost? How do we calculate total cost? Yeah. Can you please tell me the formula for the total cost?
C plus summation f of n into v to the power of n minus 1.
The power of n minus 1. So this column has to be added with the cost of equipment. Okay, what is the cost of equipment in this question for machine A? What is the cost of equipment? How much is it? 50,000.
50,000.
For every value, 50,000 should be added to it. So that will become your total cost. Okay. So the first value, it becomes 58,000. Okay. Can you please tell me now? The second value becomes 65,272.8. Next it is 71,884.8. Next is 77,895.2. Next it is 83,359.2. Next it is 89,568.2. Next it is 96,341. Next it is 103,779.2. Then it is 243.2, and then it is 118,875.2. Okay, I've just added the cost of capital or the cost of the equipment with all the values. So that is what we have got the next value. Okay, now once it is done, now we'll come to the last step of this problem, which is the calculation of the annual cost, sorry, average cost, which is A of N. Can anybody please tell me what is the formula for the average cost? How do we calculate average cost now? A of N. What is the formula?
TC divided by summation V to the power of n minus 1.
So it is nothing but the total cost has to be divided by summation of V to the power of n minus 1. That is the cumulative value of your present value of money divided by Marveco. And then this total cost is this column, and it has to be divided by this value. Okay. So can you please divide and tell me the values now? Just keep the values ready and then I'll write down the value. You have to divide this value and give me the answer. So that will give the conclusion for the first part of the question. Please make sure that you're not making any mistakes in calculations. This entire question is completely arithmetic based. There is absolutely no rocket science here. So make sure that you're not making any mistakes in calculation part. Otherwise, I think this is a very simple question to solve. Yeah. Okay, is it ready? The values, average cost? Finished?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell me the values now. For the first year, what is the value?
58,000.
So it is 50.
58,000.
Okay. Second year?
34,190.35.
Please be a bit louder. I'm not able to hear. 1 minute. Yeah.
34,190.35.
Okay. Third year.
26,277.52.
Next.
22,339.38.
Okay. Next.
21,184.81.
Okay. Next.
18,695.87.
Okay. Next.
17,990.17.
Okay. Next.
17,684.71.
Okay. Next.
17,560.64.
Okay.
10,190.44.
Come again.
10,190.44.
Have you done the calculations correctly, everyone? Just check it properly. It's barala idu. I think it's wrong. The last value is wrong. Please check it once again.
So last value is 17,588.21.
17,588.21.
21. And sir, the fifth value is 19,990.69, sir.
So the fifth year, huh?
Sir.
Okay, this is how much? 19,000.
990.69.
All other values are correct.
Yes, sir. 1 minute. I'll just.
Please make sure that you're not making any mistakes in calculations, because that is the most important part here. One small mistake, the whole problem is gone.
It's correct, sir.
Yeah. So you again Marviko. Now we have got the first problem done. Machine A, we have got the annual cost now. Sorry, the average cost. So once the average cost is calculated, as usual, you are supposed to identify the minimum possible average cost in this problem. If you compare the last column, you can see the lowest average cost is 17,560.64. Am I right? Okay. So 17,560.64 is the lowest average cost in this particular problem. So this is what we are supposed to determine as far as machine A is concerned. In the same way, you are supposed to find out the value for machine B as well. So machine B ko ide tara problem na solve ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Completely the whole step. Absolutely no change. Okay. Now I'll just tell you, maybe you can do this machine B later, because let's not waste time on similar type. Okay, I want you to please do this problem. I'll tell you how to draw the conclusion. That's important. ಈಗ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಎ ನಲ್ಲಿ you have got the value as 17,560.64. Am I right? This is the lowest average cost as far as machine A is concerned. Exactly the same step you have to do for machine B as well, and similarly you will get the same problem. ಇದೇ ತರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ calculations ಬರುತ್ತೆ, and you will calculate the annual cost, sorry, average cost. Again, in machine B also, you are supposed to identify the lowest possible average cost. Okay, now the answer anyway you can probably compare it later. The answer for machine B, only lowest average cost is 16,802.29. This is the answer what we get for machine B. So machine B solve madadaga, we will get the average cost for machine B, that is the lowest average cost is 16,802.29. That's the second value. Now, what is the question asked here? The question asked here is, you should decide whether I am supposed to buy machine A or machine B. They have not asked the question about when it has to be replaced. In the replacement bagi question kelila. The question is about which machine has to be purchased. Okay. Now, please remember the logic what we are supposed to apply here is, whenever the question is about purchasing between two machines, ಎರಡು machine ನಡುವೆ purchasing policy ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, the machine which has got the lowest possible average cost is always better to be purchased. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಯಾವ ಮೆಷಿನ್ದು ಆವರೇಜ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ when I'm comparing the lowest cost of both the machine, whichever machine has got the lowest minimum average cost, that machine has to be purchased. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ can anybody please tell me the conclusion now, which machine has to be purchased? ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತಾಗ?
Machine B.
Obviously machine B, because machine B value is less than machine A. So machine B ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ತರ solve ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. I have not done that. I'm just giving this as a homework. I want you to please complete that question because anyway it will take a lot of time. So anyway it's a very simple calculation. That's why I don't want to waste time on this. So can you all do that? Machine B ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ? Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because it's
Yes,
a
sir.
similar. So I just leave it to you. But I want you to understand how to draw the conclusion. That's more important. So conclusion draw ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು. So machine B again you please solve the same way and I'm giving the answer also. The answer for machine B will be 16,802.29 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, which will be at the end of 8th year. 8th year ಅಲ್ಲಿ it will be the minimum value ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay. Now you can ask a question to me. Sir, at which year the value is minimum? Is it important for me? No. We are not concerned about which year the machine has got the lowest possible cost. That is not our concern. Our concern is the cost alone. ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಆವರೇಜ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ machine A and machine B, and whichever has got the lowest possible average cost, that machine has to be purchased. So this is the second type of question that you can expect as far as the replacement problems are concerned. So replacement problem only, always the question need not be on replacement alone. It can also be an extension of replacement policy on other ambits, which is basically about purchase decisions. So purchase decisions also comes under the umbrella of replacement. Agagi, we have taken an extension of question so that in case if you come across such questions in the exam, you should be able to solve the problem. Even one a thought can be brought to your mind. Is there a possibility for making these questions more complicated? ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವರು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ನ? ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. The only way of complicating these questions is, instead of confining this question to 2 machines, they might say it is 3 machines. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮೂರನೇ machine ಕೂಡ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And then you have to solve all the 3 machines separately, compare their values, and then take a call as to which machine is better. That is the only way. Andre the number of steps or the process might become lengthy. Otherwise, concept wise, there is absolutely no other changes to be done. Okay, conceptually ಏನು changes ಆಗಲ್ಲ. The problem can be made more lengthy by adding more machines. So 2 machine ಬದಲು 3 machine ಕೊಡಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ 4 machines ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. Then you have to solve the problem 4 times and then compare the results. Otherwise, this is the only way that the question can be asked. Okay. Now, can I presume that everybody has understood this particular problem? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay. I think with that, we have completed the first and second method now. So the first method or first case was basically about the questions where the time value of money or the value of money does not change with the time. That was the case 1. And the case 2 was the value of money changes with time. This is the second one. So the basic difference between the case 1 and case 2 is, whenever we have a question on case 2, you will definitely have some data on the rate of interest. So ನಿಮಗೆ rate of interest data ನಿಮಗೆ question paper ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ, then you should come to a conclusion that the question belongs to case 2. Otherwise, you will never have any clue or any indications in the question paper as to whether it is case 1 or case 2. Purely on the basis of data given to you, you should take a call as to whether the question belongs to case 1 or case 2. I hope everybody is now clear as to how to decide if it's case 1 and case 2. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? Have you all understood that concept? How we decide it is case 1 and case 2? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think with that, we have completed the first and second method. Now, let's move on to the last method of this chapter, which is about the group replacement policy. Okay. So before I take up this question, and usually each question in the allow, the one which I'm going to solve now, that is a last method. It can be an expected question for case study also. A very long back, this question was asked as a case study for 15 marks. We never know it might even appear for case study as well. And therefore, I request everyone to please understand the concept clearly, and so that in case if it's a case study question, you will not have any difficulty in addressing that particular problem. Okay, yeah. So I want everyone to please open the question paper, which is there in your PDF document. And I want you to please go through the question along with me so that you'll understand the intricacies of the question, right? So you should be able to understand all the intricacies so that we can solve the problem clearly. Okay. So before that, I just want to tell you what is the background of this particular question. Okay. I was taking the example of Mysore Palace the other day when I was explaining you the basic concepts of replacement theory. I took the example of Mysore Palace. Okay. I think this example is very relevant even in this particular question, so that you'll be able to connect to the practical implications of it very clearly. Okay. I was mentioning that Mysore Palace is a historical monument which has approximately around 1 lakh plus electric bulbs are used to lit the entire palace. Okay. Of course, now there are a lot of debates going on even in Mysore and other parts of the world that when advanced technologies have come, when LCD and LED bulbs are there, why is that still the Mysore Palace authorities are still continue to use the old fluorescent bulbs, which are very energy not efficient, and of course it consumes a lot of power as well, and it is not economically viable as well. Why is that? That's the debate which is going on. So the answer given by the palace authorities is the very concept of electrifying the Mysore Palace was giving that golden color. Yakandre, if you talk about the CFL and any other category of bulb, that will definitely not be able to emit that sharpness. Adala white light barata. This is actually that the golden color which gives a completely different aura to the Mysore Palace, and that was the dream of Maharajas those days, and the same emotions have been continued, right? So here we are not talking about the energy efficiency point of view or other factors here. It is just because of some philosophical or emotional reasons they are using it. Okay, that is from emotional point of view. But if you try to understand this particular scenario or case from the replacement problem point of view, I think we have a lot of issues to understand here. Okay. Yeah. I was trying to talk about two important type of policies which normally organizations follow when it comes to replacement. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು replacement problem ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ usually we try to understand the replacement on two important fronts. The first one is called as individual replacement policy, and the second one is called as group replacement policy. So these are the two important type of policies normally the organizations adopt. Okay. Now let us try to understand what is the difference between an individual replacement policy and group replacement policy. Adanna artha ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Individual replacement policy refers to replacing an item as and when it fails. One bulb burn ಆಯ್ತು, immediate ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು replace ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. That is called as individual replacement policy. I am not going to wait for a particular period or particular number of bulbs to burn. No. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. The moment I see a particular bulb is not working, I go replace it. That is called as individual replacement policy. I don't wait for certain things to happen. Immediately I take an action. As and when it is burned, as and when it is defective, I am going to replace it. That is individual. Group replacement policy andre, I am not replacing the items as and when it fails. No. Ivat belge one burn ಆಯ್ತು, so I'll replace it tomorrow morning. No, I don't do that. Instead, I allow a particular period of time to exhaust, and then collectively I go for replacement. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ನಾನು ಯಾವ ಬಲ್ಬ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲು I will decide that no matter whichever bulb is burning or not burning, every once in 6 months or every once in 1 year, I am going to replace the entire bulbs. Okay, this is called as group replacement policy. Now you can ask me a question: why companies have a distinction between the individual and group replacement policy, or gain benefit to that? See, generally, whenever you are going for an individual replacement policy, the cost of replacement is always higher because you are trying to buy the equipment or buy the component maybe in a small quantities. If one bulb burn agide, I go to shop, buy one and come back, then obviously the cost per bulb is always more. But in case if I'm buying the entire 1 lakh bulb together, then definitely the unit price of the bulb will definitely come down because I'm buying it in a large quantity. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಲ್ಬ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, even the efforts that is actually getting into it to replace also is important. Because when there is 1 lakh plus bulb in the entire monument, locating which bulb has gone is also a very tedious job. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಬಲ್ಬ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, and then you have to deploy people to go to that particular place and then replace that and do it, will definitely takes a lot of labor as well. Okay, so ಈ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಂದ, because of these reasons, the company will trade off between the individual replacement policy and the group replacement policy. And the bottom line in this entire approach is the cost. So ಯಾವ replacement policy ನ adopt ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ total cost ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಪಾಲಿಸಿನ the companies have to adopt. So in the third method, we are going to basically understand the total cost involved in the individual replacement policy and the total cost involved in the group replacement policy. And then we'll compare between the cost. So one way ನಾವು individual replacement policy apply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, what is the total cost? And in case if I go for group replacement, what is the total cost? Then I make a comparison. So whichever policy yields me lesser cost, that particular policy the company should adopt. Okay, I think this is the most practical example or application of replacement. I think in all major industries this policy is applied time and again, right? ಅವರು ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಪಾಲಿಸಿನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, that decisions can be taken with the help of the concept of replacement theory. Okay, so as far as method 3 is concerned, the whole set of problems will revolve around two important concepts. One is the individual replacement policy and other one is called the group replacement policy, and the decision will be made here purely on the basis of the cost, the total cost ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು decisions ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, whether individual is better or group is better. Okay, so have you all understood the concept now as far as the third variety or third method of problem is concerned? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with this background, so let us try to understand the question of the third method. Okay, so let me read this question. I want everyone to please parallelly go through the question so that you can understand what this question carries, and then we can start solving the problem. So the following mortality rate have been observed for a certain type of electric bulb. Mortality andre ಏನು? It is basically the shelf life, the life of a bulb. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ತನಕ ಬಲ್ಬ್ ಬಾಳ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ it will actually work in good condition, that rate is actually given here. So the data is collected for the 5 weeks. 5 weeks data is actually tabulated here. They have given the percentage of bulbs failing. ಪ್ರತಿ ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಲ್ಬ್ಸ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕಲ್ಲಿ 10%, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೀಕಲ್ಲಿ 25%, ಥರ್ಡ್ ವೀಕಲ್ಲಿ 50%, ಫೋರ್ತ್ ವೀಕಲ್ಲಿ 80%, and fifth weekally the entire 100% bulb will blow off. That is what they have understood from their past experience, and they have given the data. Okay, to continue, there are 1000 bulbs in use and it costs rupees 2 to replace an individual bulb which has burnt out. Total agi a structure alli 1000 bulb ಇದೆ. Suppose if the company is deciding to go for individual replacement, what is individual replacement mean by? ಯಾವ್ಯಾವಾಗ bulb fail ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ bulb blow ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, then they are going to replace it immediately, right? They are not going to wait for some time. Immediately if replacement is done, then for each bulb the company has to spend 2 rupees. 2 rupees will be the cost yavaga if they go for individual replacement. Okay, yeah, if all the bulbs were replaced simultaneously, it would cost 50 paise per bulb. Individual agi replace ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ 2 rupees per bulb cost ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Suppose if they go for the group replacement, ಅಂದ್ರೆ simultaneously if the entire 1000 bulbs are replaced, then the cost is just 50 paise. You can see that the cost is reduced to 1/4. 2 rupees individually there. Other when you look at the group replacement, it is only 50 paise, which is just 1/4 of the total cost. It is proposed to replace all the bulbs at fixed intervals. I think I already have told you. Now, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ group replacement ಹೋಗ್ತಿವೆ, I think it is important to decide the interval also. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು 1000 bulb ನ install ಮಾಡಿ ನಾಳೆನೆ group replacement ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it becomes a big loss to the company. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I should allow certain time of time to exhaust. One specific time ವರೆಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟೇ it becomes a profitable exercise. I can't do it 1 day or 2 days after installing it. It doesn't make any sense. So identifying the right period is also equally important. ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ವೀಕ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, that is also equally important. Because in case if you don't allow some point of time to exhaust, even then it becomes a costly affair. It is definitely not going to be a profitable venture to the company. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ one very important point ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. It is proposed to replace all the bulbs at fixed intervals, whether or not they have burnt out. That is very important. I think most of the people have this doubt in your mind. Suppose if the bulbs are in good condition, even then we are replacing it. Yes. So group replacement is one important limitation in Andhra. There could be a possibility that a good percentage of bulbs might continue to remain in good condition, but still I'm going for bulk replacement. So ಅದನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ನ ರಿಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, maybe you can identify a vendor who is going to buy scrap materials from you. ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೆಮಾಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಡೆಮಾಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ದೇ ಮೇಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಮನಿ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಅವರು ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ನ ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೋತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆಮಾಲಿಷನ್ ದೇ ಗೆಟ್ ಮನಿ, ದೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗೆಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಡೆಮಾಲಿಷ್ ದ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್. ಲೈಕ್ ಐರನ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವು ವುಡ್ಗಳು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೇ ಕುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಗೆಟ್, even though it is considered to be a waste for a owner, but for these people it earns money for them. Or adana matte tirga recycle madlikke athwa they will sell it in scrap market and they make good money. Okay, so similarly whenever certain companies go for group replacement policies, they would invite some vendors who actually buy such scrap materials from them, which in turn they will actually pay money to company also. Or in completely free kodalla, scrap material kuda some amount will be fixed so that they can generate some revenue out of that. Okay, now what is that you are supposed to do here? You are supposed to decide at what interval should all the bulbs be replaced. ಇದು ಬೈ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೀವು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಕಾಲ್ ವೆದರ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ or group replacement is better, and also you should conclude when the replacement has to be done, which is the ideal time. Okay, after how many weeks I'm supposed to do it. Only when you're able to decide the ideal time, then this entire exercise will have some sense. Illa andre obviously it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so is it clear? Everyone has understood the question clearly now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now start solving the problem. It's a very simple question. Okay, I have spent some time to explain the question so that you will be able to understand the solution easily. Okay, so I always try to take more time in explaining the question. Okay, so that once the question is understood clearly, then the answer becomes easier. Adike usually no statistics helthivi, a question rightly put is half solved anta. Okay, so if you are able to analyze the question clearly, then 50% problem is solved within that, and the remaining 50% is just getting the solution. Okay, so there are a lot of steps involved in this question, so I want everyone to please understand all the steps clearly so that you will not have any confusion as far as the problem is concerned. Okay, yeah. First thing, now first ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ? First ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, you are supposed to find out the probability of failure. I want everyone to please look at the data. Totally 5 weeks data ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. 5 weeks data is given to you, and also they have told you how many or what percentage of bulb fails at the end of each week. Okay, can anybody please tell me what is the percentage of failure at each week? First week ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಹೇಳಿ, please tell me the value.
10%, sir.
Very good. So 10% fails in the first week. Second week ಅಲ್ಲಿ 25%. Okay. Third week 50%. Okay. Fourth week 80%. And fifth week
100, sir.
100%. Okay. So this is the data what is given in the question paper. Okay. Now The first step in this particular problem is I am supposed to convert the percentage into probabilities. And then I am supposed to decide P1 to P5. You need to understand what is the meaning of P here. Adike you first step baritinige. What is the first step? The probability of failure. Probability of failure at the end of each week. This is the first you calculate. I want everyone to please understand the steps clearly because it has to go very systematically as it is a case study question. Okay, what is the first step I'm supposed to calculate? The probability of failure at the end of each week. Even if data nodidre one very important observation gottagbeku. What is that observation? First week alli 10% bulb fail ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. Second week alli 25% fail ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ it also includes the failure of first week also. So all these are cumulative value. Please understand this. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? First week ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10% ಆಗಿದೆ. Second week ಅಲ್ಲಿ 25 ಅಂದ್ರೆ this 25 includes the first week 10% also. When you come to third week 50%, it includes the first, second and third, all the three together. So fourth week 80% andre first, second, third, fourth ella serutte. And fifth week 100% andre all 4 weeks the data becomes cumulative. Are you able to understand this logic? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Now let me find the probabilities now. ಇದನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ನ ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ probability ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So P1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? What do you mean by P1? The probability of failure at the end of first week. So 10%. 10% ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ you can write as 0.10. That is the first value. Now I am supposed to exactly calculate as to what percentage of failure is happening at each week. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ cumulative value ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೆ cumulative value I'm not interested in. I am interested in to know exactly what percentage of bulb is failing at every week. ಪ್ರತಿ week exactly ಎಷ್ಟು fail ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So what is P2 now? P2 is nothing but the probability of the failure at the end of second week. So second week ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು? ಈಗ 25% ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ನಾನು? 0.25 minus 0.10. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೀಕ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೀಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So which will come to 0.15. Are you understanding this step, everybody? Are you understanding? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, I have to find for all the 5 weeks because we have the data for the 5 weeks. Okay, now I need to calculate the value for P3. So P3 ಏನಂತ ಬರೀತಾರೆ ಈಗ 50% ಇದೆ, which is nothing but 0.50. From that I have to subtract the second week data. So second week data subtract ಮಾಡಿ, so 0.25 subtract ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we'll get 0.25. So in the third week you can see that is 25% bulbs are failing. Now I'll calculate the value of P4. So P4 calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So what is P4 value? 80% ಇದೆ. So 0.80 minus 0.50 which comes to 0.30. So 30% fail in fourth week and finally the last week, fifth week. So P5, so 100% ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 1 minus 0.80 which comes to 0.20. Now I have clearly distinguished or calculated exactly what percentage of bulbs are failing at each week. ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ನ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. I think the second question is like that. Directly this value is given to you. ಆಗ ಈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತಪ್ಪುತ್ತೆ. So one step will reduce. So whenever they give you the value in percentage, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು probabilities ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. That is first step. As all everybody has understood the first step now clearly? Any
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ first step complete ಆಯ್ತು. Now we'll come to second step. What is second step? First step ಅಲ್ಲಿ we calculated what percentage of bulbs fail at the end of each week. ಪ್ರತಿ ವಾರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಬಲ್ಬ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು? we should find out exactly how many number of bulbs fail. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಈಗ? ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನಾವು? ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಲ್ಬ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಬ್ಯಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್. ಸೊ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಲ್ಬ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಫೇಲ್ at end of each week. ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, at the end of each week. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು probability calculate ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಈಗ ನಾವು exact numbers ನ calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, now can you please tell me totally how many bulbs are there in this particular problem? ಒಟ್ಟು ಎಷ್ಟು bulbs ಇದೆ?
1000.
Very good. Totally 1000 bulbs ಇದೆ. Okay, the total number of bulbs or total number of items ಏನಾಗಿರಲಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, which is used in the problem should always be denoted by the symbol n naught. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? n naught ಅಂತ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. n naught ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The total bulbs or total items which is considered in the problem. So here it is 1000 bulbs, therefore n naught is equals to 1000 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. Now with this data I am supposed to find out for the 5 weeks how many bulbs are getting blown out. Andre first to n1 calculate ಮಾಡಿ. What do you mean by n1 here? The number of bulbs that fail at the end of first week. So first week ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು blow off ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು Fourier series ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. It is I think engineering ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು, ಅದು ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ n1 ಅನ್ನು ನಾನು Fourier series principles ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ n1 is equals to n naught into p1. ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ n ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ 0 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 0 ಅಂಡ್ p ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್. n ಗೆ ಏನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಅದೇ p ಗೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಫಾರ್ n1 ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು n naught p1. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ 1 ಇದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. n2 ಬಂದಾಗ 2 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, n3 ಬಂದಾಗ 3 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, n4 ಬಂದಾಗ 4 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಸೀರೀಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್. n1 ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಎಂದು a ನಂಬರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದ ಸೇಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ p1. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ n ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 0. ಸೊ n0 p1. ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಬರೆದಾಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಎನಿವೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ಮಿ ಫಾರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ n1 is given by the formula n naught into p1. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Now we know what is n naught. n naught is to 1000. 1000 into p1. What is p1 value? 0.10. Can you please multiply and tell me how much we get the answer? What is 1000 into 0.1? ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ?
100.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? At the end of first week totally 100 bulbs are blown out. ಅಥವಾ 100 bulbs ಬರ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. This is what we get the calculation. Are you understanding this point, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now ಇದೇ ತರ I have to calculate for all the 5 weeks. Okay. Now let me do for the second week. So n2. So n2 ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು? n2 is given by the formula n naught into p2 plus n1 into p1. ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ n ಫ್ರಮ್ 0 ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ n ನ ಅಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿ p ನ ಡಿಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಬರೀತಾ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಬಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 2 ಇದ್ರೆ 2 ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಇದ್ರೆ 1 ಟರ್ಮ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಈಗ 3 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 ಟರ್ಮ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? n will go in ascending order and p will go in descending order. Are you able to understand how to expand the equation now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now can you please substitute the value and tell me the answer now? So n naught ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1000 into p2 value. p2 value is to 0.15. Okay, plus n1. n1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ, 100 ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. 100 into p1. p1 is to 0.10. Okay, can you please simplify and tell me the answer? ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ.
160.
1000 into 0.5 is ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಇದು 150. ಇದು 10. 150 plus 10 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ?
160.
Correct? Am I right?
Yes.
So we have got the value of n2 as 160. That means at the end of second week, totally 160 bulbs are blown out. Okay. Now, can you please tell me the equation for n3? The equation n3 ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. equation ಹೇಳಿ ಈಗ. Can anybody please tell me the equation for n3 now? Always start n from 0 and p descending order ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. n is ascending order and p in descending order and number of terms should be 3. That's all. ಈ ಮೂರು ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Tell me the equation now. Hello?
Not P3
Okay.
plus
one ನಿಮಿಷ. N0
N1 P2
N1 P2 very good plus
N2 P2.
into P1 very good.
P2.
You know, N is completely going in ascending order and P is coming in descending order. ಇಷ್ಟೇ. And total number of terms ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು? ಇಲ್ಲಿ N3 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 terms ಇರಬೇಕು. Okay? Yeah. Now let's substitute the value and get the answer now. So N0 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1000. So 1000 into P3. P3 value is to 0.25 plus N1 is to 100 into P2. P2 is barata 0.15 plus N2 value is to 160. 160 into P1. P1 is to 0.10. Okay, can you please simplify all the three and tell me the answer how much we get? ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ? Yeah.
281.
281. Okay. So 281 is the number of bulbs that failed at the end of third week. Okay. Similarly, now we'll calculate the value of N4. Okay. Can you please tell me the equation for N4 now? Equation N4 ಗೆ
N0 P4
N0 P4 plus
N1 P3
okay, good
plus N2 P2
N2 P2 okay plus
N3 P1.
N3 P1. Good, very good. Okay. So now as usual we should substitute the value now. So 1000 into P4 that is 0.3 plus N1 is 100 into 0.25 plus N2 160 into 0.15 plus N3 that is 281 into P1 0.10. Okay. So simplify ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ how much we get if you simplify this value. What is the answer for this? How much we get?
So 377.1.
Sorry?
377.1. Can someone else also confirm it once?
It's not 377.
Correct, sir.
Correct ಇದೆಯಾ?
369, sir.
No. It is not 369.
So 377.1.
ಹೌದಾ? Are you sure?
Sir.
One value ತಪ್ಪಾದ್ರೆ the whole question will go wrong. So I want one of you please confirm me. Correct ಇದೆ answer ಇದು? Of course, you should be getting the same answer, everyone. You cannot get different answers here. Anybody else has done the question so that you can compare the answers and tell me whether it is correct? Only 2-3 people are actively involved. I don't know what others are doing. Please do take part. It's ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದು film ತರ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ. It's a practical paper. You also have to have your calculator and book in front of you and start solving.
So 377.1, sir.
377.1 on the bharat. But anyway, since the number of bulbs cannot be in fractions, what we can do in these problems is we can make it whole number. Since it is 377.1, approximately it can be taken as 377. Less than 0.5 idre, we can always go to the previous number. So it is 377 we can take. Since we are talking about number of items, it cannot be in fractions. It has to be always kept in whole number. Okay, please remember that. Okay. Now we'll come to the last step, that is N5. That is the number of failure at the 5th week. Okay, can you please tell me the equation for the 5th week now?
N0P5
N0P5, okay, plus
plus N1P4 N2 plus
N2,
P3 plus
next,
N3 P2
plus,
N4 P1
that's all. 5
plus
terms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The total number of terms should be equal to 5. Okay. Yeah. Now can you please substitute the value and tell me the value now? So 1000 into 0.2 plus 100 into 0.3 plus 160 into 0.25 plus 281 into 0.15 plus 377 into 0.1. Okay. Yeah. So please simplify and tell me the value now. How much we get?
So 349.85. We can round that off to 350.
Yes, students are ready. Please come again.
349.85.
5, which can be taken as 350 because it is more than 0.5. Again, 350 and overboard. Is that correct? Okay. Now we have successfully completed step number 2. Is there anybody who has not understood this step? Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no?
sir.
Okay. So first step only, we have calculated what percentage of bulbs are failed at the end of each week. That is step number 1. Step number 2 nalli, we have calculated as to exactly how many bulbs have failed at the end of each week by using the Fourier series or the numerical technique concept. Adana N1 in the N5 ge calculate madidvi. Allige we have finished with the first and second step successfully. Now we will come back to the third step. Now what is the third step? The third step in this question is you are supposed to determine what is the average expected life of the bulb. We are supposed to calculate the average expected life of bulb. Life of bulb ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದರದು life, average life ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. For that there is a simple formula, summation of I into Pi. This is the formula. The formula that is used to calculate the expected life of bulb is summation of I into Pi. ಸಮೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಎರಡು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ, ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟಿವ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಈಗ ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ನೌ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಐ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ವೀಕ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಐ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ವೀಕ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೀಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ನ ಐ ಅಂತ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಪಿ ಐ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಪ್ರೊಬ್ಯಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ failure at each week. ಪ್ರತಿ ವೀಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ PI ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. There are two symbols to be used here. The first one is I, which refers to week number, and PI refers to the probability of failure at the end of each week. Okay, now let me expand this. Hey, expand ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Totally 5 weeks are there. So ಇದು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರೀತೀನಿ ಈಗ 1 into P1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ the probability of failure of the first week plus second week into P2 plus third week into P3 plus fourth week into P4. Okay, and then the fifth week into P5. This is exactly what we are supposed to calculate for all the 5 weeks. Are you able to understand this logic clearly, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so I refers to number and PI refers to the probability of each week. ಇದನ್ನ expand ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, now let me solve this problem. Okay, so we know what is the value of P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. I'll ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ already first step ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. So 1 into P1, P1 value is to 0.10 plus 2 into 0.15 plus 3 into 0.25 plus 4 into 0.30 and plus 5 into 0.20. So every week I have multiplied with the corresponding probability of failure. Can one of you please simplify and give me the answer for this? Multiply my answer kodi nange. How much we
So
get?
3.35.
So the average expected life is 3.35 ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ one bulb on an average 3.35 weeks ವರೆಗೆ sustain ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ it can live or it can actually work in good condition. That is what we have identified or we have calculated with the help of this particular formula. The average expected life of bulb is 3.35. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕೀಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ 4. Shall I wipe this part? ಈ ಕಡೆ ನಾನು ರಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ? Can I wipe this part here, this side?
Yes, sir.
So let me start here. Next time ಮಾಡಬೇಕು step number 4. Now the step number 4 is I am supposed to calculate the average number of failures. Okay, I am supposed to calculate average number of failures. How do I decide average number of failures? Very simple concept. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ the total number of bulbs what we have, it should be divided by the expected life of each bulb. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? Total number of bulbs ಇಂದ ನಾನು what is the average life of each bulb ಇದರಿಂದ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I will get the approximate number of the average number of failure. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ವಾರ on an average ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is nothing but 1000 divided by 3.35 because each bulb has a life of 3.35 and totally have 1000 bulbs. So if I am dividing that, that will tell me the average number of failure. Can one of you please divide and tell me how much we get? 1000 divided by
298.5.
298.5, which can be approximately taken as 299 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. So the average number of failure is 299. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ವಾರ ನಮಗೆ on an average 299 ಬಲ್ಬ್ on an average fail ಆಗಬಹುದು. So this is the key result that we have got from this particular problem. So ಈ problem ಇಂದ ನಮಗೆ key result ಏನು? What is the average failures? So the average failure ಇಲ್ಲಿ 299. Now we'll come back to the actual question. ಇದಿಷ್ಟು basic steps ಇದೆಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ in order to take a decision whether individual replacement is better or group replacement is better, all these are the basics requirements. ಈ values ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ substitute ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, ಈಗ basic requirements is taken care of. We have got the average failures as 299. Now with this data I am supposed to apply the actual calculations. Okay, yeah, now we'll come to the actual calculations. I want everyone to please go back to your question. Your question paper ನೋಡಿ. Question paper the data is in the beginning itself. Very important data. It is given that it cost rupees 2 to replace an individual bulb which has burnt out. ನೀವು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿನ ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, whenever the bulbs are getting failed ಅವಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಪ್ರತಿ ಬಲ್ಬ್ಗೆ the cost will be 2 rupees. Is it clear? Are you all able to understand this particular point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Andre, now the company has come to a conclusion that 299 bulbs is the average number of failure that happens at every week. Idu ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ if the company takes a call to go for individual replacement policy, then they should be replacing 299 bulbs every week. That is what it shows. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀವಿ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಓಕೆ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ. ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ನಾನು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿನ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 299 bulbs has to be replaced at the cost of 2 rupees each. Okay, prati bulb ge it cost me 2 rupees. So if I am going for individual replacement policy, so the cost the company has to incur is 299 into 2. So what is 299 into 2? Esh barata?
598.
Okay, so 598. So this is first conclusion. So one way the company takes a call to go for individual replacement policy, then the cost incurred by the company will be 598 rupees. This is first conclusion. This is not the end of the problem. Now I have to think about the second possibility. What is the second possibility? It is called as group replacement policy. One ವೇಳೆ ನಾನು group replacement policy adopt ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ again that will also have some cost. ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Then I have to compare this cost with that and then finally take a call which is the best policy. ಆದ್ರೆ group replacement policy ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ it is not directly multiplying 1000 into 50 paisa and saying it's 500 rupees. No, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, because group replacement policy is an amalgamation of individual policy also. Okay, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ the whole logic is entirely different here. Okay, now ಅಷ್ಟು simple ಆಗಿ direct 1000 bulbs into 50 paise and write it as 500 rupees and say it is 500 598, that is better. ಆ conclude ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. It has got slightly a different approach, wherein when it comes to group replacement policy, we are supposed to amalgamate the individual policy also. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು average cost ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ individual value, group value ಎರಡು combine ಮಾಡಿ we'll take average value. On that basis, we will take a call whether it is individual better or group is better. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ it involves some extra steps here. I want everyone to please understand this logic. I think we have come to the last stage. ಅದೊಂದು small table ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ it completes the problem. Okay, let me explain that. Okay, I hope everybody is able to hear me and you are with me, right? So far everybody is understood clearly. Any doubts, confusions? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Yeah. So now we'll go to the last part of this problem. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. So ಏನೇನು ಟೇಬಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? First we have to take week number. Totally we have 5 weeks here. ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ individual replacement. Individual replacement. That is the second. And then we have group replacement. Group replacement. And finally we have the average cost. Okay, this table will give me the final conclusion. Okay, I want everyone to please understand this very clearly. Okay, any doubts, please stop me there and I'll try to explain you what exactly it is. Okay, yeah. This table na barkobeku. I want everyone to please go through the columns here. The first column is week, the second column is the individual replacement, the third column is group. Now group ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ individual ಮತ್ತೆ group ಎರಡು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. It will be combination of individual plus group. Okay, that is what the group replacement here defined as. It is a combination of both, and finally the average cost has to be calculated. Okay, now let me write down the values. Totally 5 weeks ಇದೆ. 3, 4 and 5. 5 weeks values ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. Okay, now I want everyone to please tell me the values now. Week number 1 ನಲ್ಲಿ how many bulbs have failed? Can you please tell me? Please look at your values and tell me. First week ಅಲ್ಲಿ totally how many bulbs have failed?
100, sir.
100. Very good. So the total will be 100 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. Individual replacement ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಾನು first week ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100 bulbs ನ replace ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. I'm just writing the numbers. Don't worry about the cost here. Okay. Now we'll come to the group replacement value. So one ವೇಳೆ ನಾನು first week ಅಲ್ಲಿ group replacement ಹೋದ್ರೆ it is combination of both individual as well as group. In case if I'm going for individual, how many bulbs I'm supposed to replace? Each bulb replace ಮಾಡಬೇಕು first week ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
100.
So what is the cost of 100 bulbs replacement? 2 rupees each, correct? Are you able to understand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if I'm going for individual replacement policy, for each bulb it costs me 2 rupees. So 100 into 2 rupees plus the group replacement. Group is constant throughout. Group ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ all 1000 bulbs replace ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. That is what the meaning of group. Okay. Suppose if I am replacing the entire 1000, what is the cost of each bulb?
0.5.
0.5. Very good. So it will be 1000 into 0.5. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? 1000 into 0.5. Can you please simplify this and tell me how much we get the cost now? ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ?
700.
700.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೇಬಲ್ ನ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಬರ್ಕೋತೀನಿ so that I can do write the calculations clearly here. Okay, so this is the average cost. Okay, so ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ value? How much we get here?
700.
700 rupees. So very good. 700 rupees ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Average cost will come later. First ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರೆಯೋಣ. First ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. Okay. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ first value ಆಯ್ತು. Now I am supposed to go for the second value. Second value ನಾನು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು very important step. When I am writing the second week individual, please understand, I should always write cumulative value. And the first week ಜೊತೆಗೆ second week ಎರಡು ಸೇರಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Okay. So first week ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಇದೆ. Can you tell me what is the number of bulbs failed at the end of second week? Second week
160.
160. Andre, I should write 100 plus 160, which will become 260. So 260 in Togolave. This is an important step. I want everyone to please remember this clearly. Whenever I'm writing the individual replacement, it should always be taken as cumulative value. So first week as well as second week value to be taken here. Now the same logic, ade logic barutte. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ 260 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಬೈ 2 ಮಾಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So 260 into 2 plus 1000 into 0.5. Okay. Now can you please simplify and tell me how much we get?
1020, sir.
1020 rupees. Very good. So second week ಇದು value ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. Now come to the third week. Can you please tell me third week how much, what was the value? ಎಷ್ಟು replacement ಆಗಿದೆ third week ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
281.
281. ಅಂದ್ರೆ second week should be taken. So 260 plus 281. Always cumulative value. Second week value ಜೊತೆಗೆ third week value ನ add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So if you add both, how much we get?
541.
530. Okay. Now same thing.
Sir, 41, sir.
41.
41. Okay. So 541. So this will become 541 into 2 plus 1000 into 0.5. Okay. Okay. Now what is the answer? How much we get for this?
1582.
1582. Good. Now we'll come to the fourth week. So fourth week ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರೀತೀವಿ? 541 fourth week ಇದು third week plus how much is the failure in fourth week?
377.
377. Okay. If you add both, how much we get?
918.
918.
918. Huh? Okay, 918. So this will become 918 into 2 plus 1000 into 0.5. Okay. So if you simplify this, how much we get?
2336.
2336. 2336 per. Okay. Now we'll come to the last week. So last week is 918 plus. What is the failure in the last week?
350.
Sorry?
350, sir.
350. Okay. So if you add both, how much?
1268.
1268. Okay. So 1268 into 2 plus 1000 into 0.5. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Whenever we go for individual replacement policy, many a time we actually end up replacing more than the actual number of items itself. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ತರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ because the cumulative values are coming into picture. So this point you need to understand here. Even though there are only 1000 bulbs in the entire system, but actually if you go for individual replacement policy, I have ended up replacing 1268. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 268 extra bulbs replace ಆಗಿದೆ, which is obviously a cost to the company. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ majority of the cases ಅಲ್ಲಿ individual replacement policy is not a better option because such duplication might happen in the process. Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ anyway I'll explain it later. First we'll calculate this. Okay, ಇದನ್ನ simplify ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? How much we get?
3036.
1036.
Screen is not visible.
Sorry? Yeah, any doubts? Hello? Okay, so what is the answer?
36.
3036. Okay, illige we have got all the values of group replacement. Now the final step is average cost. What is the average cost formula? Very simple. Nimge group replacement alli ಏನು value ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this value has to be divided by the corresponding week. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 700 divided by 1, 1020 divided by 2, 1582 divided by 3, 2336 by 4, and 3036 divided by 5. Okay, so average cost formula is group replacement divided by n. And the corresponding week in the divide ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, so please tell me the answers now. 700 divided by 1, obviously you will get 700 only. So second year any second week, sorry, 1020.
510.
Third week any 158.
527.33.
527.33. Okay. Fourth week
584.
584. And fifth week,
607.2.
Not 7.2.
okay. So this is the final answer. Now if you look at the average cost, the same principle of average cost, you should always select where the average cost is minimum or lowest. So the minimum average cost is
510.
510. Okay. Now you need to compare both. If I'm going for individual replacement policy, my total cost will come to 598 rupees. If I'm going for group replacement policy, then my cost will come to 510 rupees. So the reason or the conclusion says very clearly, compare between the individual and the group replacement cost, and whichever policy has got the lowest cost, that has to be applied. Andre ee problem alli, according to you, which would be a better option? Is individual better or group is better?
Group.
Groups.
ಈ ಬರೀ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ವೆನ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ವೀಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ರೈಟ್ ದಿ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ನೌ? ದ ಕಂಪನಿ ಶುಡ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆರ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ at the end of second week. That is important. Okay, at the end of second week ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ 2 ವಾರ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಹೋಲ್ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ನ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ your cost will be kept minimum. That is what the conclusion. So conclusion I am writing here today, the company, okay, shall group replacement policy, okay, yavaga at the end of second week. This is very, very important. At the end of second week. So this is the conclusion. So this is how we solve the third category of problem, where we are supposed to decide between whether individual policy is better or group policy is better. Have you all understood, everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, slightly a lengthy question, but very simple. The once all logic artha agbitre, it is a very simple question. So I will do the second question also by myself. Nanu adhe problem nane martini adana, so don't worry about it. So that with the second question, I think you should be able to perfect with this method. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The class now, because you have one more class to go. So I'll end the class now. I just want to check with you. Today afternoon, half an hour. It is actually not for the class. In fact, is ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ they have brought digital board, smart boards ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So they want to check whether the board is really working in good condition. So director sir has asked me to just engage one 15-20 minutes class for practical paper, so as to see whether everything is going good. So can you please give me some time in the afternoon, maybe like 4:30 to 4:45 or maximum half an hour or less than that, so that we can
Yes.
just take, okay, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ zoom ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕದ್ ನಾನು, because I want to see whether the file transfer everything is going good ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ just let me know. Okay, today just maybe 15-20 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah, okay then. So thank you all, and we will have the class in the afternoon just for the demo purpose. Maybe then we can solve the second question also then, no problem. We'll try to finish quickly. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.